First fish of the day is on scented corn. So today I'm going to do a trial of scented and cured corn versus just plain corn out of the can. So I'm going to investigate that question. Does scent really matter for kokanee? And I am running identical dodgers, identical lures. Everything's the same. Same depth, same dodger, same lure, same hook, same leader length. Standardized everything. But the one thing I changed was whether or not the corn was cured and scented. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about why I do encourage people to scent and cure their corn. Okay, first fish from the boat. Well, I guess not yet. Just a little guy. But that's going to be the size today, because today I'm at Green Peter in the Willamette Valley in Oregon, and most of the fish here are going to be 10 to 12 inches. All I'm running today is Paulina Peak Performer Dodger, like an 8-inch leader down to a pink micro hoochie, same pink micro hoochie, 2 red Gamakatsu split shot drop shot hooks. Identical rigs on both setups, and I'm doing right now. I'm starting at 40-foot back with a 3-ounce weight clipped in and an additional 40 foot of line let out. Oh, there's another fish right there on the scented. That's 2 now on the scented. So kokanee are salmon, and so we know from studies that salmon have a really remarkable ability to detect chemicals in the water, and that includes scent of their prey. Like, they can detect parts per billion. Now this comes in handy, especially for migrating back to their natal spawning streams, but I'm sure it comes in handy for locating food resources as well. So I have no doubt that these fish can detect the difference between scented and unscented corn in terms of detecting those little bit of oils, bait oils coming off of their prey. There's another one in the boat for scented. Both hooks in the mouth. How does that happen, that little tiny guy? So for that reason alone, I always scent, but I've never actually run a trial of scented versus unscented. Oop. There was a tap right there on the normal corn. And so that's a reason that I really like to run cured corn, is because of that exact instance right there, where I made a turn, I got a bite, but I know that uncured corn is very soft and very easy for the kokanee to rip it off. Whereas with this cured corn, I used Wizard Kokanee Killer Corn Magic from ProCure, and I soaked this overnight and then drained off all of the juices, and that firms up that kernel of that corn really well, so it'll stay on the hook a little bit better. And so, when I get a short strike like that, where it's just a tap, I feel pretty confident about just leaving my gear down there. But with fresh corn, there's pretty good odds that it may have ripped off some of the corn, maybe not. And so then you're going to have to waste time bringing your gear up, checking the bait, and then rebaiting and putting it back down. Now, this is actually my first time using the ProCure Wizard Kokanee Killer Corn Magic. Most of the time, I just use straight kosher salt, and that's non-iodized salt, to firm up my corn kernels. It does the same thing. This one's from ProCure, adds scent and some amino acids that help to trigger the strike, they say. So this is my first time using it. It definitely firmed up the corn better than even my salt did, and I like that. So it's really firm. Okay, so here you can see the difference between the cured corn with scent and the uncured. This will be really soft. I can just smush it. This one, if I press it down, it really keeps its form. It's very rigid. Oop. There's another one on the scented. Like the biggest oversized net for a kokanee, but I'm on road trips. I can't take all 5 of the nets I'd like to take with me, so just take limited. That is 3 fish for the scented, and so far only a tap for the unscented. So what we're gonna do here is, in a little bit, I'm gonna switch scented over to here on this rod so that there's not some sort of like rod effect. Maybe the dodger is just a little different, or something's just a little different. That'll be the real test, is when switching between one rod versus the other. I mean, they're identical dodgers and hoochies and everything on both sides, but we all have that lure or dodger that seems to outfish all the other ones, even though you own several of the same one. There's a really nice school here, about 25, 27 feet. Oop. There's one on the unscented corn finally, on the turn. Oh, he got off right there. Are you kidding me? That sucks. You can see it's the same setup. Silver moon jelly dodger, big coochie. Alright, put some fresh corn on there. Get back down there. I'll be curious to see if we lose more fish on the corn that's unscented. Maybe they're willing to go more aggressively at the scented corn. Oop. There's one on the scented. I marked several fish there, so that didn't surprise me to get one. I've noticed if you can get 2 hooks in them, you got a lot better odds of landing them than if you get one. Last week I was at Detroit and they were short striking, and I was just getting 1 hook in them, so a lot of them were very successfully throwing the hook. Stay down there, stay down. There he is. Got him in the boat. So that's 4 landed for the scented. Yep, I had 2 hooks in them. Okay. Oop, there's fish. Yep. That's on the unscented. See if we can get unscented to get at least 1 fish in the bag here. Oh, it's off again. Are you kidding me? That is crazy. Brand new hooks. Corn's still on there, so he must have short striked it. Oh, another bite. I keep following this one. Just not committing. Another bite. Oh, there's one right there. That's on the unscented. Still haven't landed one on the unscented though, which is kind of strange. Keep trying though. Maybe we'll get this one in the boat. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, maybe it's just this setup, but that's kind of weird because I just retied all these with fresh Gamakatsu hooks, but I still haven't landed one on this one. It's so strange. Okay, so I'm gonna pull them up, and we're gonna do a complete switch out. We're gonna flip the scented over here on the right, the unscented on the left, because we're having trouble landing fish on the unscented, and I'm wondering if it's because they're not committing to the bite as much. Whereas I am getting a few short strikes here, but when they do hook up on the scented rod, they're staying hooked up. They're getting 2 hooks in the mouth. So let's go and switch it so we can see if it's just a rod lure effect or it really is the scented. Okay, both rods deployed. New configuration. Scented on the right, unscented on the left. Oop. I had a bite on this one, then I got a bite on the unscented. Let's see if we can get this fish in. We have not landed a fish on the unscented corn yet. Hello, little crummy homie. There you go. Alright, unscented lands its first fish of the day. Just 1 hook in it though. What the world? Where'd he go? I have a hole in this thing? Oh, yep, there it is right there. There's a hole. A kokanee sized, a very small kokanee sized hole went out the bottom. I'm gonna count that as a landed though. Oop. There's one on the, no. Had one on the unscented, but he popped off. There's a fish on the scented. There we go. That one also had 2 hooks in the mouth. Just something about the scented corn, I think they're just hitting it a little bit more aggressively than the unscented corn, and it's just giving me a higher landing ratio because I've switched now between both rods, so it's not something that has to do with the hooks or the rod or anything. They're both fresh Gamakatsu hooks right out of the package, so. Oop, there's one on the unscented. Stay down there. Oh, I just got 1 hook in them again. That is the consistent pattern. They are short striking the. Come on. There you go. Yep. Just 1 hook in them. I've never really paid attention to that pattern until today because I just hadn't really thought about it. Because I've never fished with unscented corn. So it's pretty typical for me to get both hooks in the fish. So now it's starting to get warm, so I'm definitely going to want to move this corn back into my ice chest and keep it firm. I can tell that this uncured corn is getting really soft compared to the cured stuff, and that's another reason why it's really good to cure it, you know, with either like the Pro Cure Kokanee Magic or to use some salt to firm it up. Okay, so here's my cured corn. It's the one that was really catching all the fish today. What I did is I used this Wizard Kokanee Killer Corn Magic from Pro Cure. This is just the undyed version. They have some dyed versions too. Sprinkled this on the corn, set it overnight. I put it on there very liberally, and in the morning I woke up, there was a bunch of liquid that had come out of the corn. Poured that off, and then I hit it with my springtime mix of water-soluble scents from Pro Cure, which was krill, shrimp, and anise. And the only thing I'm going to change during the summer is I'm going to run later in the summer when surface temps get around 70 and we start to get a pretty strong thermocline. I'm going to run the shrimp oil with garlic bloody tuna, the same water-soluble stuff. And that's it. Put like 1/8 of a teaspoon of each of those for like 1/4 cup or 1/8 of a cup of corn, and that's more than enough. Oh, there's fish right there. I love the fish. One bite. And it's gone. Dang it. He's still there. There he is, got him. He's just following it. Tasting that shrimp, krill, and anise oil, and he's like, I guess I really do want to eat that. So today, so far, how I look at it is basically because I'm getting twice as many or more bites and fish on the scented corn is, I mean, I'm basically cutting my catch rate down pretty significantly. So yeah, I've got 10 fish or so in the bag. Oh, there's another one. And, you know, conceivably I could have twice that if I had been running scented corn on both rods. And I'm also finding that I'm just getting a slightly higher landing ratio too with the scented. I think they're just more willing to grab a hold and stick with it. So I think I'm going to make this double here my last 2 fish as part of this experiment. I think just what it goes to show is that there's really strong evidence to support both putting scent on and curing your corn. But I don't like being out here handicapping myself so much either, so I'm gonna put on scented corn on both of my rods for the rest of the day so I can rack up a few more fish to put in the cooler bag. This guy had both hooks in him. Now the only thing different I'm going to do is as the season progresses, I'm going to transition to garlic bloody tuna. As water temps start to heat up into the upper 60s and we start to get thermoclines, I just tend to do a little bit better with that scent later in the summer. There we go. So I'll put links to all of the lures I used today and the scents and Cure from ProCure. It's my first time using it. I actually really like it. I think I'm probably going to replace my traditional salt approach with the ProCure approach. That might be the big one of the day. It's probably pushing 12 inches. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Just remember, fish smarter, not harder. Bye.